but we're talking about the glutes, the booty. Okay. And that's right. Your booty isn't just there to look good. It's actually there to really help you age more gracefully if it is strong. If it is not strong, you are going to be running into a lot of issues. Okay.
Embark on a journey to defy time with LMAO, Laughing My Age Off podcast. I'm your host, Erica Kelly, and I started this show because, like you, I'm curious about the secrets to staying youthful as the years go by. Join me as we discover the secrets to slowing down the aging process, exploring expert insights, cutting-edge research, and personal experiences that uncover the art of aging gracefully. It's time to laugh, learn, and embrace a life full of vitality together.
Welcome back to the Laughing My Age Off podcast. And I just want to say Happy New Year to you. And I want to apologize for being MIA for the last 2 weeks. It's just been a little crazy with the holidays. And, I took my daughter to New York with a girlfriend and going back to Chicago. So all the hustle and bustle with the holidays, thank goodness they're over. So we're going to go back to hopefully a more normal cadence. I really do feel like I have a job here. I'm a vessel to help everyone age a little bit more gracefully and really save lives, right? That's the mission of this podcast. And today's episode is one of my favorite topics of all time because I suffered from this particular issue that we're going to talk about. Okay. And I also want to let you know that we're doing something new for the new year. And that is I'm partnering up with my friend Kirsten, and we're doing a booty camp. So I want to just throw that out there right in the beginning, because if you're looking to shape up for the new year, which most people do, we are actually doing this 5-day free, FREE. It's free. Okay. So it's a free online booty camp. Yes, you heard it right. We're going to be focusing in on the glutes. And today's topic is really going to talk about why you should pay more attention to your glutes. Okay. So there's a link in the show notes here where you can sign up. Again, it's going to be online 5 days. It starts January 20th and runs through the 24th. So there's different times, there's different days. Come for one, come for all of them, whatever your schedule allows. We're going to have so much fun. Kirsten is a blast. And, we're just going to really serve up the energy for you guys so that you guys have a great workout, but in a fun way. Okay. So that's the first thing. And today we're going to be diving into one of my most favorite topics. And it's not just about looking good. All right. This podcast is about feeling good and living longer. Okay. But we're talking about the glutes, the booty. Okay. And that's right. Your booty isn't just there to look good. It's actually there to really help you age more gracefully if it is strong. If it is not strong, you are going to be running into a lot of issues, okay, which we will dive into. So I want you to sit back, squeeze those glutes, because we're going to talk about why the booty matters, all right, for longevity. Two, we're going to talk about some of those anti-aging benefits when you have a strong booty. And guess what? We're going to talk about what happens when you have a weak booty. Some of these might surprise you. And another thing that we're going to talk about is one of the most common mistakes I know people make based on the years I've been teaching when they are trying to really firm up the booty. Okay. And then we're going to talk about a few exercises that you can do. So there's going to be some practical tips at the end of this podcast. So let's get started. Okay. Let's start off by talking about why your booty matters outside of looking good in some good pair of jeans or some workout pants. Why does it matter? Well, let's just start off with the basics. Okay. So your booty is made up of three muscles. Everybody's always heard about the gluteus maximus. Okay. That's the largest of the three muscles. All right. Then you have the gluteus medius and minimus. Okay. So together they are a powerhouse of your lower body. If you think about it, the reason for, and they're essential for maintaining mobility and independence as we age, right? So if you have weak glutes, you're you're really going to start getting impacted by balance, right? If your booty is not strong, many people suffer from falls as they age, right? Is it because they're getting older or is it because their muscles are getting weaker? Okay. Obviously, I'm going to tell you it's because their muscles are not as strong. Okay. So weak glutes, right, can lead to a number of issues. And that's poor posture. Okay. If you look at it, someone who has good posture, more than likely their booty is stronger. Okay. Of course, we talked about the reduced balance in your body. And like I said, you have more of a chance of falling, right? I've fallen and I can't get up. Let's get those booty muscles strong so that you're not one of those statistics. Okay. So the other thing about having a strong booty is one of the most important elixirs of longevity. And we've talked about this in many of the episodes. And that is circulation, blood circulation. I know it doesn't sound sexy. It actually sounds pretty gross because I'm not a fan of blood. But blood circulation is one of the most important ways that we can reduce the signs of aging faster, right? We're all going to age. I always want to point that out. It's not about staying young forever. It's making sure the life we live is outside of a nursing home. Okay. So, engaging your glutes, increasing that blood flow really boosts your overall anti-aging benefits. Okay. So think of that as a secret weapon every time you work out and work out those glutes. Okay. All right, let's get into the juicy details of why it's so important to have a strong booty. Okay. And I just want to take a moment to share with you my story because this is how I actually started teaching hot Pilates. So I used to run a lot, and there's nothing against running. I think running sucks, to be honest. But that's my personal experience because I was so happy on running that I neglected everything else. Because if you're a runner listening to this, I understand it. I get it. Running is one of the best ways to, reduce stress. All you have to do is have a pair of gym shoes. But what I learned over the years is that you must have balance as a runner. You can't just keep running those marathons and not really focusing in on the glutes because what happens is your body gets weak in other areas. Okay. And that is what happened to me. I used to run a lot. Okay. And over time, what happened was that my body just was not balanced. And what hot Pilates is great for is balancing out the body. Right. And so, what happened was my lower back just became so inflamed. I would just have so much back pain, lower back pain. And I couldn't understand it. I was like in my 30s, what the heck? I was working out pretty healthy. I didn't understand it. And after going through hot Pilates, I realized that my back pain just vanished. Right. And so it's typical though, as we age, that lower back pain happens. This is not just due to me running, right? Can be due to office work. If you're sitting a lot, that's also a condition that supports lower back pain because what happens is, believe it or not, your booty muscles turn off. We're in a society where we just sit a lot. You go to the office, then you go into your car, you sit again, you come home from work, you're sitting on the couch, you're watching whatever it is, and we're sit, 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 sit. Okay. So what are you sitting on? You're sitting on one of the biggest powerhouses of your body. And so it gets neglected. Okay. Unless you are doing some exercises, which we will talk about in a little bit. Okay. So just think of your booty muscles as, the hero, the unsung heroes of your lower body. Okay. Those two butt cheeks are super important, really, to reduce that lower back pain. Okay. So, number two, it improves your stability and your balance. Okay. So, having strong glutes really will help you keep balanced. And you might think, what is that? Like, how's that going to impact me? I feel like I'm balanced. And how do you even test your balance, right? You could test yourself by just standing on one leg, see how that goes. And, I'm just going to pull out some statistics here because, I think if you're listening to this, you or someone has probably fallen, right? So 1 in 4 adults, according to statistics here, age 65 and up, they fall each year. And these falls are the leading cause of injury related deaths, right? So, about 36 million people fall are reported annually in the US among older adults, resulting in over, get this, 3 million emergency department visits. 3 million emergency department visits. So, that's not good for your healthcare costs. So hip fractures, that's also a concern when you fall. 95% of hip fractures are caused by falling. That's alarming, right? So reduce your chances of falling by strengthening your glutes. Okay. So let's say they say adults age 65 and older account for about 300,000 hospitalizations due to hip fractures. Okay. And women, if you're listening, are more likely to sustain hip fractures than men, with 3/4 of the hip fractures occurring in women. What the heck? Do men have stronger hips or do they have stronger glutes? I'm not sure. Okay. So those are just some things to really think about why, right? I always like to, in my mind, know why I'm really focusing on certain workouts that we do. Besides looking good, strengthening the overall body, there's just so many reasons why you need to focus on the glutes. Okay. So, number three, let's talk about it enhances mobility. So, think about the everyday things that you do walking, climbing stairs. Those are two of the things you need as we age, right? Climbing stairs, that gets a little bit harder for people as we age. If you've seen, elderly people walking with a cane, reduce your chances of, walking with a cane by strengthening your glutes. So, all of these things that we just talked about are really going to help you. Okay. So it also supports joint health, your joints. Oh my goodness. Your joints are like the fountain of youth. If your joints are hurting, right, that just means you're going to become immobilized, right? So the a strong pair of glutes will stabilize your hips, your knees, and they really get this. Okay. If you're someone that suffers from like knee pain, if you think about it, if your booty is stronger, it's going to reduce the wear and tear on your joints, like your knees. Okay. I've heard a lot of people in my classes where they have knee problems. Sure, there could be other reasons, but if you focus on strengthening the glutes, you're really going to reduce that, that joint pain on your knees. Okay. The last one I want to talk about here is really overall, it boosts your longevity through exercise. So it helps, since it is the largest muscle in our body, right? It is naturally going to help with your metabolism and overall, if your metabolism's good, you're just going to be in a healthier state, right? Can't tell you how many people have bad metabolism issues. And sure, there could be other reasons like gut health, but so I remember when I was training in Pilates, and it was probably about, I don't know, it doesn't take very long. That's the thing with booty muscles, right? They're large and in charge. So the thing about the booty muscles is they're large muscle. So just adding a little bit of attention to the glutes is going to make a huge impact. Okay. So why do I tell you this? Because certain muscles, right? Let's say like your abs, sometimes that can take a little bit harder to get to because you got to reduce the fat. It's overall fat reduction to get to the six pack abs. But your glutes, your glutes, right? They are a powerhouse. So just doing a little bit of exercise to them is going to make a significant change in the way you look and the way you feel. Hey, laughing my age off listeners, is your booty ready for a brand new year? Then join myself and my good friend Kirsten for the free 5-day online booty camp. Yes, starting January 20th through the 24th. These are 45-minute workouts. No equipment is needed. You can do in your home, and they're designed to tighten, strengthen, and most importantly, lift that booty, because a strong booty isn't just about looking great. It's about living longer and aging gracefully. So you can choose your date and time, pick one day or pick all 5. We have got you covered between morning, evening, and even midday. All right. So let's burn off those holiday cookies and start your journey to a healthier, happier you. Sign up is in the show notes. Let's make this your best year yet. Okay. Now I want to talk about one of the most common mistakes that people make when they're focusing in on the glutes. Okay. So most people are familiar with the gluteus maximus, right? That's the larger of the three booty muscle. But squatting isn't the only exercise that you need. Okay. And we're going to talk about some exercises here in a little bit. But the common mistake is most people neglect, and I was guilty of this too before I was trained in Hot Pilates, and that is they neglect the gluteus medius and the minimus. So although they're not the biggest muscle, right? The maximus is, they are super important, right? Because they're a crucial part of rounding out the booty. I always like to picture it that way because if you're only focusing on the maximus, right, and you've got the other ones surrounding it that are not getting strong, they're really responsible for stabilizing your hips and improving your balance. And so weakness in those smaller gluteus muscles can really lead to your hip pain, knee issues, and even instability when you're walking and standing. Okay. So if you're not targeting them, is my point. If you're not targeting them, you're really not going to do it justice for the booty, right? You've got to do exercises that target the maximus, the minimus, and the medius. Okay. So you're probably wondering, okay, then which exercises, Erica, should we do? Okay. I'm glad you asked because one of the first exercises that we do in Hot Pilates is what? Bridges. Bridges. Okay. They're the most underrated exercise that you could do. Okay. And they're super simple. You don't need any equipment. So when you do a bridge, you lie on your back, your feet are flat on the ground, and you lift your hips toward the ceiling. Okay. This is one of the most underrated exercises. It's so, so good. And there's many ways to create variations of this. Okay. And this is the first exercise that we do in our classes for a good reason. It helps neutralize the spine and it strengthens the lower back. Okay. And you can get fancy, as you get stronger, you can add like a resistance band. Yeah. That's that's so good for time under tension, which is what these bands are good for. But with or without a band, super great exercise. So that's tip number one. Do your bridges. Okay. Especially like to suggest that if you're going on a long like travel road trip or on an airplane, or if you need to break in between your office job, it's a great exercise to do. So get on the floor, raise those hips to the ceiling. You can hold it up. You can have some fun with the counting, hold it up, pulse, right? You can pulse the booty up in the sky, and that's going to increase the blood flow and it's going to really strengthen, again, that lower back there for you. Okay. Here's another one. This one, you just need some steps, right? And steps is great for strengthening, and encouraging a better balance in your body and the stability in your muscles. And that is step ups, right? Use the stairs in your house. Just, you can go from one step to the other step. And I like to do like take 1 foot back, up, down, and up. All right. So you can even do like a knee raise too from the step. So I like those. You can skip steps. Those are really good to focus in on the booty muscles there. And another one that you can do that doesn't require going to the gym. Okay. I'm really focusing on things that you can do at home without major equipment. And number three, clamshells. This is one of the best exercises. Okay. If you've never heard of a clamshell, here it is. I'm going to try to explain it to you. So you're going to lie on your side with the knees bent, and then you're going to lift that top knee. Okay. If you're listening to this, I'm actually opening up my hands. So that top knee is going to be opening up, like you think about it, like a clamshell, while keeping your feet together. Right. So I have the base of my hands together while my top hands, one of them is opening up. So that's your clamshell. So this really targets the gluteus medius. Okay. The gluteus medius that we talked about earlier. All right. And of course I have number 4, your squats. Squats is one of the most popular booty muscle exercises you can do. And there's many variations of the squats that we do in our classes. And I want to highlight one of my favorites. With the squat, you can also do what we call a butterfly. Yes, a butterfly. So you can also use a band for this, which will really create that tension. So what a butterfly is think about doing a squat. Now, when you go down to a squat, you're going to hold it, right? You're in a more of a wide stance. So your toes are out and you're going to take your knees in and out. So think of like butterfly wings. So that's why we call them butterflies. Really targeting that gluteus medius there. So if you have the squats with the butterfly, you are in a good position to strengthening that entire backside. So those are a few exercises that you can do at home today. And we're going to be doing our booty camp January 20th through the 24th. So if you're looking to really strengthen the booty and get serious about it, join our 5-day free booty camp. The show notes will have the direct link where you can sign up. And if you feel like you know somebody that really could use a boost in their booty, go ahead and share this episode with them, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye. And that wraps up today's episode. If you know someone who could benefit from a little boost in their health and longevity game, why not share this episode with them? Thanks for tuning in. You guys have a great rest of your week.